Hey guys, it is that time again. We're going to work on lesson 1.3, segments, rays, parallel lines, and planes. Again, it's not very difficult, so just be sure you're completing your whisk and taking notes and writing down what we're going over, and bring it to class tomorrow. Remember this chapter we're talking about tools that we use in geometry. So we're going to go over several definitions again today. The very first one being what a segment is. And a segment is simply part of a line with two endpoints. So I've put a little pretty picture in here. We'll put a little smiley face here because I think it's cute. I'm so happy I am able to insert pictures into this. Anyway, a segment, part of a line. So this would be segment AB, and this is how we write it right here. Segment AB with just a line up above it to signify that it's just part of a line. Now a ray, on the other hand, is part of a line with one endpoint. See this picture? Oh yeah. I saw this. You know how I like the sky. I told some of y'all about the Texas sky. It's my favorite thing. Pulling out of my subdivision one day, this is what I saw. And I had to stop and take a picture because God truly amazes me. And you know pictures don't do it justice. But look at those rays. The end point is the sun. That's where they come from. So it's part of a line with only one endpoint. So on these silly little geometry pictures, that's why I put this one in here. This one's much better. This is what it would look like. One endpoint and it goes on. So this is how we draw it. AB with our arrow above it, just showing it going in one direction. Now opposite rays, are opposite. They're two collinear rays. That means they're on the same line with the same endpoint, and they always form a line. So here we've got ray AB, see how it's going that way, and ray BC going to the right. They're opposite, and this is how we show that on paper. Remember how we signify that it's a ray. So that's pretty simple, I think. All right, the next topic we're going to go over, remember, if I'm going too fast, you pause that video, write down what you need to, and then you can restart it. We're going to talk about parallel lines and skew lines. So, parallel lines are coplanar lines. That means they fall on the same plane, but they do not intersect. So, if you take a look at this picture I found right here, these lines AE and lines CD are parallel. They're on the same planes and they don't intersect. And if I scroll down here, this is how we write it to show that line AE is parallel to line CD. Now skew lines, on the other hand, if I go back up, are non-coplanar. They're not on the same plane. They're not parallel either, and they do not intersect. Now in this drawing it looks like they do, but that's just because we're trying to make a 2D drawing of something that's really 3D in real life. So it makes it appear that way, but they do not intersect. Alright, so those are skew lines. Now the last thing we're going to talk about are parallel planes. So things that are parallel, they don't intersect, and they're planes that do not intersect. So I found this cute little picture. This is a plane, or actually it's a rectangular prism. It's got lots of planes in it. But if we take a look at QUXT, look at plane QUXT right here. Which plane is parallel to it? Well, it can't intersect it, and the only one here that doesn't intersect it is RVWS. So that's a parallel plane, and this is how we would write it down here. plane QUXT is parallel. Here's our symbol right here to show that it's parallel. It is parallel to plane RVWS. Alright, so those are the definitions that went over today. We'll spend the next 2 days working on problems that deal with these definitions. And so lastly, I thought I'd put a bigger picture up here because I had more space. Isn't that pretty? Just take a minute and stare at it. Oh, I love it. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.